Seneyata Gambia Talents TV Nyunula doku betiata Gambia Nkala doku betiata Gambia Talents TV Nyunula doku Seneyata Gambia Talents TV Nyunula doku betiata ye Gambia Nkala doku Seneyata Yo Gambian Talents TV njalam alnal badi mane jeli suso bintele bale jantonko alkal Gambian Talents TV la moy every day and night TV la mi yalla nako mashallah ila diamol kabet yalla la promotional kabet yalla wow ala baraka bake ala baraka fosila koteng.
So next is Pa from Gambian Talent Promotion.
Yes.
Nine left. Well, that's Wolof. It's my language from Gambia in West Africa. And it means, how are you all doing? How are you all doing? Good. I am Pa Usman Diouf, the co-founder and global coordinator for Gambian Talents Promotion. It started since 2006 as a little promotion entity when I used to live in Atlanta, Georgia. At the time, I brought a musician here, a Gambian musician called Sing Ade Frikijo, who I was touring with around the US. There's this Gambian DJ in Dallas, Texas, who was interested to take him there, and we got talking and we realized our country has a lot of potentials and talents, but unfortunately they don't have promotion, or they were not known. Those were the days when there was nothing like social media and stuff. And there were a lot of Gambians here in the United States. So we needed the people over here and other parts of the world to have access to Gambian music, Gambian movies and stuff. So we decided, why don't we create something? He was a web developer and he could build a website. I was promoting artists and I had access to all their resources, music albums, artwork and different videos and stuff. So I could get the resources. He could build a website. That is how it all started. I mean, from an online blog where we just posted basic biographic information and etc. It later grew. From the blog, we added the online radio, and then now, of course, we have an online television as well. This is how it all started. Gambia, of course, is a small country in West Africa, about 2 million people. It's surrounded on the 3 sides by Senegal, if we are here about Senegal, if we heard of Senegal, and on the 1 side by the Atlantic Ocean. So it's a very small country. We do a lot of things with Senegal. As far as our culture is concerned, the same food, the same people, the same languages and everything. So we have 3 presidents. We were colonized by Great Britain and we have 3 presidents so far. The second president was mostly considered to be a dictator who served the country for 22 years. He was voted out in 2016. And after that, of course, a lot of us who are here who were doing media, we are somewhat not very seen as people who, we were considered enemies of the state to a great extent. So a lot of us in the diaspora did not do a lot back home. Right after he was voted out, I went to Gambia for the first time, and I was able to open Gambian Talents Promotion office there. It may sound like a long history, but I'm giving you background of how it happened. So we are fully registered in Gambia, doing a lot of things. We have a media house there, training a lot of young people for free of charge. The past 2 or 3 years, we have hired about 15 young people who are actually full-time working for us. We are training them. Hardly does a week pass without us having about 100 people coming to apply. The young people finish school, they don't have high school, they don't have access to employment, don't have money to pay for college. We are training them free of charge in the area of multimedia. A lot of them would think that going to Europe or coming to America would be the only solution. So we are discouraging a lot of that. We have a lot of our youth dying in the Mediterranean Sea. A lot of you might have been seeing those in the news. So we are trying to suppress illegal or irregular migration by providing employment for people interested in multimedia, from graphic design, web design, journalism, etc., etc. And some of the people we train are actually working with a lot of local and online media houses in Gambia. We've trained people who are working with a lot of online media houses and local media houses in Gambia, which we are very proud of. Another thing we do as far as Gambia, she asked me earlier to give a little background of some of those things before I come to this Washington chapter. We gotta use clothes, use electronics, cooking materials and stuff. Obviously, we are one of the underdeveloped countries, and a lot of people need these things. Myself, you, anybody here, we may have access to some resources that we don't use a lot. Or once we use it once, twice, they may not be very useful again. Our clothes, we overgrow them, and everything. I have kids, once they put on some clothes once, twice, 3 times, they're not able to use it again. They are toys. We gather all of these things, and in Gambia, they are very helpful. We use it to help a lot of needy families. People have a lot of medical complications. Our health systems are not, don't have a lot of facilities like here. We gather a lot of stuff. I had Arul said that they used to do a lot of those things, gather stuff here and send it back home. We do a lot of that as well, but of course we have that similarity. Noticing that here is home, of course in 2017, we decided that we need to also bring some of those things here. We live in the United States, we are doing a lot of things back home. Why don't we register here? So we therefore decided to register as a 501c3. We got our 501c3 status in December of last year. In December of 2018. So it's exactly about 1 year since we had a 501c3 status. What we started with is doing a lot of networking, trying to gather resources and partnerships. And of course, that is how we became part of the census. We met all these beautiful people, through this knowledge coming and all of that. So the census is very important to us. We organize a lot of activities for our women and children. They're very important to us. We organize an annual back to school activity for our Gambian kids. I have kids here, 3 of them. Other people have kids. We have a back to school program where we give them school supplies and backpacks, organize different activities for our kids. They get together to mingle. We teach them about our culture, our tradition, and tell them about Gambia and what we are all about. Have access to eat our food and interact. If you all have kids, you'll be invited in the summer. We normally do it on the weekend. In addition to that, we also just had funding to actually do cancer awareness. This year we'll be doing awareness on cancer. Because we lost about 3 or 4 of our women to cancer last year. And it's very important. So basically, because we started off as a media, information we know is very key and important. And as a result, we actually want to, in addition to promoting Gambian culture and tradition in the state here, we also want to connect with the local communities and also raise awareness, because we believe if the people are informed and educated, they'll be able to make an informed decision about their lives and livelihood. I guess we all agree about that. A typical example, the census that we are doing now, myself, I was here in 2010, I was in Canada. I didn't take it serious. There were a lot of things that, because I don't know the value of it, we think, this government, they just like bothering people. Anything that comes. We all, most of you see, you're laughing, right? Most of us will think that way, man. You see something from the census, put this in the trash. I don't need that. Maybe you just wake up on the wrong side of the bed, or you have other mails, there's a bill waiting for you to pay. You see it, or you're going through those bills and those letters or those mails, and you just see, let the census go away. Right? Sounds very realistic, right? So, but having been involved in it this year, I know the value of it. And since we started this whole census stuff, there has been a lot of perceptions change in our communities, and people are willing to actually take it a lot more serious. Before I go deep into the census, again, I'll allow you guys to ask questions or make any comments you want.
What is the size of the Gambian population in this area?
Very good question. Hypothetically, we all would say about 10,000 or more. There is no fact, there is no data collected for that. It's one of the things that we would like to work on. Apart Harun said that. It's one of the things we would like to work on, we would like to know, because we continue to increase. We are a predominantly immigrant community. A lot of our folks, of course, are undocumented. So the state government and people who do these counts may not have access to it. Our folks can be very scared when it comes to government. Of course, I forgot to mention, immigration is key. It's one of the reasons why I, in fact, got into this. Myself, I got in trouble with immigration. I've been in the immigration system for over 10 years, struggling to get my status adjusted. I was arrested and detained for 3-4 months, wanted to deport me back to Gambia. At the time, of course, my first child was 3 months pregnant in my wife's belly at the time. So I was going to be sent to Gambia while my child was going to be here. So I struggled for over 10 years before I got my status adjusted. So it's clear to me, I do a lot of advocacy. If you guys follow Gambian Talents TV on YouTube or on Facebook, you will see me do a lot of awareness creation on immigration. So I'm very aware and involved with the immigration system. So we don't know per se, but we all would say about 10,000. So a lot of folks who live in the East Coast are moving to this time a lot, especially recently with a lot of changes happening and the East Coast getting tougher with immigration, and that number has increased. Any other question?
Kind of building off of that, even though the citizenship question was removed, and even though I know that it's illegal for any law enforcement to use any data from the census, the fear, I'm sure, is still very real, and I don't really know, personally, I don't know how I could be like, no, you can trust the government when I don't really trust our current government. So what would you, how do you think that we should reach out to people who are scared like that?
In fact, that's the question I get asked the most. The few months that I've been engaged with the census, people are still scared and wouldn't trust. I attended a couple of engagements and training in which the NAS secretaries from Snohomish County used a very good logic, which I use for our people, which is all of us, or most of us, are on social media. We all have Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and according to the NAS, our logic was we actually give more data to these social media pages than actually the questions that are asked on the census. So, and if the government really wants to get hold of us or anything, they could have. And matter of fact, I'm a typical example of that. I told you guys how Gambian Talents was formed. When I was arrested in 2008, I was touring with this artist, and immigration came to my house in Atlanta looking for me, because my artist was doing a lot of collaboration with some Jamaican artists. They came and said they were looking for a Jamaican person, when in reality I was the one they were looking for. They said they want to see the IDs of people who live in the house. When they collected mine, my car was outside, they're on my tag. Eventually they said, okay, they want to see everybody physically. When I came out, I ended up being arrested. So it's a long story, longer than that, but for the sake of the class, fast forward, yes. So through social media, I was, those were the days of MySpace, High Five, we had a website. Yes, so they could find information on me online and some of the activities I was doing, and they were able to use that to actually arrest me. So we provide a lot of information on the government on the census questionnaire for this one. That is, so we can give them the benefit of the doubt.
So Pamela, I think that's the key question. That's why we are talking about civil engagement. So just you walking over to, and let's not talk about even undocumented people who are on H1 visa. People are working in Microsoft.
Yes.
or Boeing, they would refuse to answer the question. They're not undocumented. That's even, so that's where we have to figure out. We need to find the right people in the community who can become the advocates based on how we make them an advocate. This is where we need to have the strategy. Right? If my elder of my community goes to the temple and explains the value of this and communicates why or why not, it'll make a bigger impact. I don't mean to say you won't have an impact, but having that elder lady or gentleman or boy talk to the community members will make the trust, the trust issue comes in. Now, how do you find the right people who can become advocates who go do the work for us? Is where we need to have, is where the civic engagement comes in. If we're expecting you in 3 months to go out to the community and educate everybody and magic happens, that won't happen. That's why you MBA students, like I teach MBA for School of Business. That's why we need to have, what are the strategies that we need to work on? Am I making sense? How do you build trust? That's where we need help.
Yes, thank you, Harun. And somebody else have another question? Okay. Part of the strategies we use for our census advocacy, which work, has to do with, one of them has to do with what Harun just said, which is using influential community leaders to actually talk to the community. For example, just last week, there was a big grand opening of the Islamic Center of Tigger Sounds, which almost a good number of the board are Gambians and people from West Africa. We have a lot of the Muslims in the Everett, Linwood, area who would be going to that mosque. For the first time, we are able to build a mosque that will be housing our communities. When we have our Eid prayers and others, we go, a lot of the Gambians, by the way, Gambia is about 95% Muslims, and of course Christians, so we have a very good Muslim community here. We used to go around the Center for the Performing Arts to do our Eid. The last one, we did it at the Linwood Convention Center. Now we have our own place. So when that place was being opened through the census, we were able to support the effort by actually cutting a check to the census. I would send some of these pictures and videos and the links for you guys to see how it went down. So we had a table outside when it was being opened. We had our census banners. I was given about 5 to 7 minutes to give a speech. I mean, the leader of the masjid, also the board members, actually talked about the importance of the census. So we are going to some of those community locations where our people meet to talk to them about the census. It's one important thing. We also, a lot of us here have been here for a while, and we brought our moms here to come and relax and of course spend time with the families. Just on November 30th, Thanksgiving weekend, our moms here formed an association called the Seattle Gambian Grandma Association. Yeah? Isn't that funny? Yeah, the census supported the effort. The grandmas, had their luncheon and they raised a lot of money. We did a lot of census advocacy there. They talked about it, the grandmas. If your mom talked to you, you won't listen, won't you? Most of us, when our moms talk to us, we listen. Are you a mom? No, okay. Are you? Maybe they'll be like, sit down there. The kids will sit down. But yes, our moms can talk to us. So we talk to our moms about the census. If it gets to that level that our old women are talking about it, on the
It doesn't happen here. My kids don't treat the way that we treat our
I know, right? Yeah, I know, right? Yes. Just, yeah, that was just a joke, yes. But yeah, if our moms are able to engage us on this, they are the ones. Most of them don't have formal education. Our moms that came from Gambia, they don't have formal education, but we are able to educate them about the census in our local languages. Of course, through their event, throughout that process, every single time we engage them, we talk to them about the census, we supported them through the census. In fact, Ben Young came to the event, to actually praise the occasion, and he liked it. It was well attended by a good number of our community.
one more minute for any questions
Yeah.
or the rest of your project. Yeah. but
Yeah,
basically
so
just
that is
really-
one of the things that we do, which is using community leaders, organizing events. A lot of our people actually, if you just organize census one-on-one or full like a program that is solely and only about the census, a lot of our people may not come out. So that is definitely not very effective in our community as far as we are concerned. But other organizations are also organizing events, and we support those events. We go there and we talk about the census. We use social media a lot. A lot of our people have WhatsApp. I don't know if all of you know about WhatsApp. I mean, so we have several WhatsApp groups by Gambian communities here, run by the Gambian communities here. That's another thing that we utilize. So these are just some of the things that we use. I have this on paper that I will share with Mr. Colin there and her. Any questions, comments?
Really quick to recap some of our conversation, and Pa's mentioning the census advocates that are community leaders, but that once they take a Census 101 training, so there's going to be a lot over January Census 101 trainings that are happening, what are next steps for those community leaders to stay engaged, kind of the civic engagement plan that are relevant and culturally appropriate for the Gambian community? And even Pa was sharing that radio is really important, the local radio, the Gambian local radio,
Community
so that
radio.
might be one strategy and method for engagement is those census advocates talking about their learning, but working with Pa to think about those outlets after they take the Census 101 training.
Yes, we are available to answer any questions too, whenever you guys have any questions to ask about what we do, Gambian Talents, or the census. Thank you.
Thank you.
ñunu la dokuwo seneyata Gambia Talents TV ñunu la dokuwo betiyata Gambia nkala dokuwo betiyata Gambia Talents TV ñunu la dokuwo seneyata Gambia Talents TV ñunu la dokuwo betiyata ye Gambia nkala dokuwo seneyata yo Gambian Talents TV ntalam alnal badi malam nene jeli suso bintele bale jantonko alkal Gambian Talents TV lamo every day and night TV lo mi yalla nako mashallah ila diamol kabet yalla la promotional kabet yalla wow ala baraka bake ala baraka